AskReddit. What secret are you currently hiding from someone that you're willing to share on Reddit? My husband has large feet, large enough that there are only a few places I can buy him shoes, and since the in-person place near me closed down, they're pretty much all online. All this to say, his shoes are money. He also grew up poor, like the kitchen floor was his bedroom poor. He stopped being able to find his shoe size in stores before he was in high school, and before he met me, he always only had one pair of shoes at a time, and sneakers were his everyday work, dress shoe. He even worked fast food jobs in regular sneakers because he couldn't find non-slip in his size. And because getting each pair was so difficult and costly, he'd often wear his shoes until they had holes in the soles before replacing them. When he was studying to be a mechanic, I got him a pair of steel-toed boots for his birthday. I splurged and got a good brand that would last for years. He recognized the brand and knew what they sold for, and he demanded I return them. He was planning on squeezing into cheaper, smaller boots and dealing with it. So I lied, said I had bought them months before during a sale, got them at 40% off, then signed up for all their stuff for an additional 20% off. I had paid full price. I've bought him sale shoes several times since then. One time, he even cried because I had gotten him a second pair of sneakers well before his old ones needed to be replaced. His shoes kept getting wet from some yard work he was doing, and he'd have no choice but wear wet shoes around. His last pair of work boots showed up with the first pair of sandals he has owned in over 25 years, because there was a BOGO sale that I totally made up. I just wanted to get him sandals because we camp a lot, and him using camp showers without sandals always grossed me out. But I had never managed to find a pair in his size until then. I've been homeless for a while, and I have a job interview at CV's tomorrow at noon. I'm so goddamn terrified. I need this job so badly. I'm desperate. I haven't been able to get over my dad's death. Everyone has moved on, and it takes everything I have to get out of bed. I miss him so much. I have rented a bouncy house water slide for my wife's 39th birthday. She has no idea. OMG, can I come for it? That's like my literal dream. So my excuse is we have friends staying that weekend that have children. We don't. But secretly, it's because I know she'll love it. Our wedding reception had one, along with a slip inside, sumo suits, and giant boxing gloves. 1010 would do it over again. I have a sweet one. My father is convinced that lilies were my late mother's favorite flower because their wedding venue was filled to the brim with them, and she was supposed to be the one who picked the flowers. He got her lilies for every birthday, anniversary, and whenever she was in the hospital. My mother was in poor health most of her life. When she passed away, the funeral was full of lilies, and he still sometimes puts a vase of lilies beside her urn. The thing is, my mother once confessed to me that lilies weren't her favorite flower. She was fine with them, but she preferred morning glories and sunflowers. My domineering grandmother, however, told her those weren't classy enough for a wedding and hounded her about it until my mom gave in and let her pick lilies. Mom was actually pretty wounded by how dramatic the floral arrangements ended up being. Another big, showy way for her mom to say, "I'm right and you're wrong." When she later voiced this, my grandmother brushed it off with, "Please, no one's going to remember a thing about your wedding." But my dad remembered. He got her lilies every day of their honeymoon, and by the end of the week, she'd gone from annoyed to deeply touched. He didn't know the backstory. He just wanted to make her happy. And in doing so, he kind of stripped the negative association away from them. She told me she liked that he gave her lilies more than flowers themselves. They turned from a symbol of being ignored to a sign that somebody was thinking of her happiness. She swore me to secrecy, and I'll take it to the grave. RIP, Mom. I love this story. It makes me love your mom and dad.